What's up, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we are back with another freaking video. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Naomi. Nice to meet you. And you are watching Naomi's life journey. Make sure you please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let other people know that I exist. And so meanwhile, today I am going to be having a special guest with me. And that is going to be...
And so that's gonna be my cousin.
Elias, and he is our special guest. So, like I said, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join my family. And today we're gonna be doing a reaction, a reaction video to Mr. Nightmare, and we're gonna see how it goes. So let's get started. It hasn't started and I'm already scared.
Bro, you can't even see me. Look out. There you go.
Oh wait, why can't you hear it? I'm kind of scared.
I can hear it. Oh, now I just heard voices. Am I going crazy?
No. Yeah, you can't hear it. That's weird. Not like that. Oh, it did have noise.
You're retarded.
It didn't do it on the first one.
No, it didn't. It scared me out. It scared me out. Scared me out.
Ever since I can remember, we've always had one of those old vintage Parker Brother Ouija boards sitting in our closet collecting dust. When I was a kid, I always wondered what it was. From the box, it seemed like a horrible board game, until one day I found out what a Ouija board really is, and immediately dug it out of the closet. I insisted on my brother trying it out with me, and eventually got him to play along. We put our hands on the planchette, and I began asking the typical cliche questions like, is there anybody there? And, can you answer me? Other than my brother jokingly moving the planchette around to imitate an answer from some kind of entity, there was no real response. After getting bored, we put the game back in the box. I did a little research that night to find out how to make Ouija boards work. Many people said online that the most ideal environment when using a Ouija board is in a dark room only lit by candles. So when my parents weren't home, I managed to gather like 6 or 7 candles and convinced my brother to try it one more time.
No, that's
I lit the candles and set them around the table in the dining room with all the lights out. We tried one more time. I asked again if there was anybody there. The planchette began to move. I told my brother to stop moving it, but he swore he wasn't. I told him to move his hand away, and he did. It kept moving. My brother thought I was messing with him, but I didn't pay attention. The planchette landed on the word yes.
Oh, no,
I was only 9, so I was legitimately shitting myself. My older brother had to take over. He asked the question, are you a good spirit? There was a 5-second pause before my brother's hand moved along with the planchette to the word no. We both looked at each other, and at this point I ran to my room and shut the door behind me, but he continued on with the so-called game. I heard his muffled voice come from down in the dining room, when all of a sudden I heard him screaming at the top of his lungs. I ran back downstairs to see what was wrong. He was holding up his shirt, revealing a small open wound that almost looked like a claw mark. He told me to set the fireplace immediately, and I obeyed. He threw the thing in the fireplace and told me to never speak of what happened to anybody. We have never used a Ouija board since.
Oh, no, that sucks.
I got a call from my cousin who said that
as far as I
his
hear,
brother,
you have to stay
his
by,
dad,
right?
and his best
Yeah,
friend were using a Ouija board in their
If
basement.
not, they'll haunt you and shit.
Prior to starting, they took a large porcelain doll out of the room because it was creepy and placed it in the adjacent room.
If you
face
notice
down
it,
on a
they're
pile
all
of
like really
towels.
young. Like
My
it's
cousin took
never
a short
an
break
old person who
because the
does it.
board was just spouting nonsense and he had to go to the bathroom. His dad and brother and friends started asking the board questions without him. One of the questions was, who was in the other room? It just started spouting random numbers, and when my cousin came back into the room, his brother said that it wasn't working, that they were going to put it away, and he showed him the answer to the last question he asked. and he said, "Dude, that's my social security number."
The fuck?
Then they started to talk to whatever
Oh,
started spewing
that's
answers
too
out.
much.
They told my cousin he would die in the Air Force. At this point, they tell the entity they're communicating with to prove itself. It then spelled out the word doll, and they immediately got a bad feeling. They opened the door to check on the porcelain doll they had laid in the other room, and when they opened the door,
Nah.
the doll was standing up right in
Nah.
front of the door, staring at them. Everyone freaked out and ran out of the house. His best friend burned the Ouija board, and I think he temporarily went nuts for a few months. My cousin, for some reason, then joined the Air Force and is on a base in Europe now.
Dang. Didn't he say he was
I
gonna
had
die
some of
there?
my friends over
Yeah,
one
I know
night, so we tried out the Ouija board we found in someone's garbage. It had the board and the glass piece that you hold on to. The four of us held on to the piece and
Why
asked
would he
stupid
get it if it was in
questions,
the
just messing
garbage?
around. At all times,
they're
one of us
kids.
were moving around the glass piece
Oh
just
my
to try
God.
and fool the others. When one of my friends went to the bathroom and the other got bored, it was just me and one of my other friends still holding on to it. I asked the board when I will die, and the piece started slowly moving to the letter T. I laughed, looking at my friend, thinking it was him, but he just told me that he thought it was me. The piece then moved to the letter O, and then M, and then back to O,
Or what?
and then R.
Tomorrow.
And then I realized that it was spelling out the word tomorrow. My friend let go of it, and it stopped moving, so I was convinced that it was him. But he swore left and right it wasn't him. But here's where it gets horrifying. The next day, while walking my dog to the preserve, my dog's collar suddenly snaps and he was free from the leash. He darted into the road and I immediately chased after him, only to hear the horn of an oncoming car blaring and getting louder. I dove as fast as I could out of the way, just barely grazing the car with my foot as it passed. But it didn't end there. The same day, while sitting under the ceiling fan in the kitchen on full blast, I got up to get something out of the fridge, and behind me, I heard a loud crashing sound as all the glass on the table was shattered and
Oh
everything
my
fell onto
God.
the floor. The fan had fallen off
He
the
was
ceiling,
meant to die that day.
and I was inches away from being decapitated. I really don't know if I find it to be a coincidence that the day after the Ouija board said I would die the next day, that I had two near-death experiences. All I know is I'm never
would've
touching
died.
a Ouija board again.
What the- Yo.
With it just telling
I
me
have never really
tomorrow,
told
I would have
people
been
about this.
dead.
We had a huge closet full of old board games, and one of them happened to be a Ouija board. I always wanted to
Oh,
try
the
it
Ouija
out, but
story.
my family was
Yeah.
always home, and I felt weird trying it in front of them. There was this one weekend that my parents were going to the city, and my brother was going on a Boy Scout campout, so I would have the whole house to myself for a weekend. It might have been pathetic that I was more excited to try out a Ouija board than to party with friends while the house was empty.
Yeah.
The weather was terrible,
Wait,
windy
so?
and rainy,
Yeah.
but I felt that a rainy night would actually make it more ritualistic. Around midnight, I set up the board in my dining room and dimmed the lights. I asked a bunch of questions that generated no answers, so I eventually put the board away and went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night to hear a creaking noise downstairs by the front door.
It was no, you're not
At
alone.
first, I thought nothing of it, but then I heard it again, and it was closer this time, closer to the stairs.
What was he doing?
I sat up now.
Uh-huh.
At this point, I was getting concerned. Another creaking sound, this time from one of the stairs. I was sure somebody was in my house. This was before cell phones were mainstream, so calling the police wasn't even an option. The creaking sounds were getting closer until they were right outside my door,
Yo.
and then they just stopped.
Imagine.
It felt like hours while I
no.
laid there clutching my covers, waiting for something to happen.
I hear one small
A
noise
huge
and I'm already
strike of
outside.
lightning momentarily lit up my bedroom, and I swore I could see some kind of black limb-type objects wrapped around the open door.
Go.
I tried to hold my breath to be as quiet as possible, but what
It's your
happened
friend.
next was the worst part. My door suddenly slammed shut, and I
Oh,
couldn't help but let out a shriek. By
See why I
now, I
told you
was
to close the
completely
door?
under my covers, shaking and crying and wanting to scream.
Next thing you know,
All the windows in the house were closed, so there was no drift.
I'll run out of here.
I just knew something was going to happen. But nothing happened. I sat under my covers for hours, thinking somebody or something was in the room with me. When the sun started to rise, I finally snuck a peek out of my covers. My room was just as empty as before. I somehow found the courage to leave my bedroom and search for any signs of a break-in. Everything looked normal, though. No broken windows or unlocked doors. I then spotted the Ouija board on the table again. I have always been kind of superstitious, so I immediately linked the happenings to the Ouija board. I chucked the damn thing in the outside trash can and brought it out front to the curb. Since then, nothing has happened, and I didn't tell anybody about it. You wouldn't understand unless you were in that kind of situation. Then you would agree that nobody would believe a word you say. Nobody really knows except for the people that read my story online. I know for a fact that those events were linked to the Ouija board.
Wait, there's still one more. Okay.
I can tell you from personal experience that trying a Ouija board is a huge mistake.
Oh, really?
It was the
You're
summer
not the
of
first one telling
2013.
me.
My friend had a vintage Ouija board that was allegedly worth a decent amount of money. My friend agreed to trade it with me for a video game that I never played,
You're like,
so I
"Oh,
happily made the
sí,
trade. I tried using it alone, but it proved to be just a scam. I didn't really expect it to
What was
work. I mainly got it just for the money to be made off of it.
You wanna hear that?
I threw the
I
stupid thing on the
did.
floor of my living room and forgot about it. Everything
Now
was
the dog
going normal
stop.
until the next morning. I woke up and found that the
What
two
was that?
plants I had sitting on my coffee
That
table
bang, no?
had been knocked over,
Yeah.
and the Ouija board was
that was
sitting
done.
on the table. I didn't remember putting it there, nor did I understand how the plants could have fallen over. Wind was definitely not an answer.
It's the last one. It's the last one.
I
It's the
wondered
last
if it was possible that I had sleepwalked, or maybe I was half awake and walked down to get a glass of water and bumped into them or something. I moved everything back in place, but the carpet already had dirt stains on it.
Dogs.
I brought the Ouija board box up to my room and tossed it on the floor.
I can't stop looking over there.
Things got bad that night. While
My
laying
hands
awake
are
in the
legit
dark,
sweating.
I was disturbed by the sound of a muffled click.
What the fuck?
I looked up, not sure what it was. And then I saw through the cracks of my closet door that my closet light was on. I had no idea how it could have turned on, but I got up and opened the closet door anyway. There was nobody in there, but that hadn't even crossed my mind. I turned the light off and jumped back into bed. Probably 10 minutes later, I heard the same clicking sound. Naturally, I looked to the closet and felt my heart sink a little. The closet light was on again. A mix of confusion and fear started building up inside of me. I once again turned off the light and cautiously got back in my bed. I found myself waiting for the closet light to click on again. But what happened instead was much worse. Instead of the closet light turning on, the whole room suddenly filled with light as I heard the main light switch flick on.
Watch some
I had
cartoons
seen enough and
afterwards.
was out the door
Some
within seconds.
Frozen.
Frozen.
I quickly pieced
Some
things together and
Toy
chucked that old
Story.
Ouija board in the
I don't know,
closest
something out
dumpster.
there.
Church.
Nothing weird ever happened after that.
Step into church.
There you go, we're done.
Ooh, we're done. Finally. Okay, guys, so we are done with today's video. As you can see, it didn't go so well. We did end up hearing something on the side and decided it was just our dogs. Hopefully it was. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and give me some new videos, new recommendation for videos, because I am running out of them and I just started. But yeah, I need to hear about you guys and hear what you guys want to recommend me as a video.
Hit the bell.
Hit that bell button so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. So once again, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell button, and hopefully we get this guy as an invited person next time in our new video. And
Wait, what?
so yeah.
You're not? Okay. You did not? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really not.
But thank you guys, and bye. See you next video.